William Miller is a 13th generation successor of Chen Taijiquan. He teaches the lineage of Grandmaster Chen Quanzhong, 11th generation Chen Taijiquan successor, and is the senior student of 12th generation Chen Taijiquan successor, Master Frank Rober. William Miller has over 30 years of traditional martial arts and 15 years as a practitioner of Chen Taijiquan and Qigong. William has dedicated himself to the mastery of Chen Tai Chi as a combat art, wellness, and self-development practice. He has trained with various Tai Chi teachers and masters who have laid the foundation in which represents an authentic and orthodox understanding of Tai Chi principles. From his youth, William has been involved in martial arts. This has happened from his introduction to boxing at the famous Kronk boxing gym in Detroit, Michigan, and other martial arts that were taught to him in the inner city recreational centers. As William developed a greater understanding and appreciation for the philosophy of martial arts and wellness cultivation, he began focusing his attention on the Chinese martial arts, eventually leading to the internal martial art practice of Chen Taijiquan. Additionally, William has been involved in the healing arts profession for 20 years as a massage therapist and 8 years as a massage therapy instructor. His understanding of the body and energetic approach to body work has been supported by his practice of Qigong and Tai Chi. The energetic map of the body, along with a deep understanding of soft tissue and the internal systems of homeostasis, gives his work a unique blend of Eastern and Western therapeutic integration. William prides himself on being a perpetual student, traveling nationally and internationally to enhance his training and learning of the art. He has competed in various martial art formats, winning gold in the 2011 ICMAC Full Contact Sanchao, and most recently, and in the video you're watching, winning the gold in 2015 Open Grappling Competition. William's true desire is in developing others and sharing the complete art of Chen Taijiquan with those interested in cultivating the wellness, energetic, and martial skills attributed to Tai Chi practice. Though his martial arts experience has been rich and diverse, he has systematically focused his attention to the goals and principles of Chen-style Taijiquan. Chen Tai Chi can be beneficial for all ages and fitness levels. Tai Chi is considered a mind-body practice. One develops mindfulness, enhances concentration and self-awareness, as well as structural alignment, healthy range of motion, proper breathing. My experiences with Will Miller is exciting. They were very excited to meet this gentleman. He's an unknown quantity. Not a lot of people know of him, and that is got to change. That has to change. Temple Underground is all about finding people like him and bringing it to light. William is now has joined or will be joining the Temple Underground Professional Seminar Circuit, at least with the announcement of his presence to the community. Having seen and witnessed and been around many individuals who are fighting masters, I can definitely say this individual is every bit capable and actually proficient at teaching the application of internal martial arts training in an external regimen. He's big, he's strong, he's fast, and his style represents that. His master is big and strong and fast, flexible, supple, and everything. He is the quintessential Western practitioner of an authentic art, an orthodox art. His idea of orthodox is he does teach, as you'll see in the video, he does teach orthodox ways and methods of Tai Chi. His Sanda and his Sanchao is very much reminiscent of his boxing days. And there's a little bit of a, not too much disconnect, but they haven't really put together a form yet that combines both, or at least I haven't seen it. However, his ability to actually combine both of them together in application is definitely there. I experienced it, and it definitely is a different flavor, a very Western flavor with regard to the integration of pugilistic techniques and methods that the West has and is proven effective, and the obvious effectiveness of the grappling prowess and grappling skills of a well-grounded Chen-style well-groomed and grounded Chen-style practitioner. The Chen method that I experienced is amazing with regard to individuals who may have holes in their grappling skills, or just that their system does not encompass a really good stand-up grappling technique that can hold off against individuals who are much bigger than them and also have skill. These techniques that I witnessed, the techniques that I experienced, the way Will and his son, when I first got there, just threw me around, made me realize that these guys' application of the Chen style is amazing and needs to be broadcasted out. I'm putting out this video to basically open the eyes of individuals who have not actually seen a Chen stylist do his thing. You'll even see this Chen stylist actually grab a sword and use his proficiency, his competence in armed combat in a freestyle method, and he's magnificent. He learns quickly, he applies it quickly, and he finds value in it. And this is something that, of course, Western long boxing is trying to bring to light with regard to individuals who practice Tai Chi form, but do not practice their weaponry in a way that can help grow and make their techniques stronger. So, as you've seen, he's won this match. You'll see that he's an athlete. He still competes. He's in his 40s, and hopefully you're really going to enjoy the rest of the video. Thanks a lot for listening. And this is Temple Underground Radio, magazine, and journal, bringing to you Chen-style Tai Chi in Atlanta with Sifi Will Miller.
Hi, this is G Singh. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. I am training with some of the best in the world. Y'all don't know it's the best in the world, but it's the best in the world, okay? I just got taught that I ain't got no guap. And worse than that, I don't have no root. Not compared to a seasoned professional Chen stylist such as William Miller. Oh, you don't know who William Miller is? You don't know who William Miller is. Well, you need to know who William Miller is, okay? Because I can knock a sucker out. You all know that. I convinced you can do that. That ain't the point. I sparred with this guy. I hit with this guy. Let me tell you something. He's big. He's strong. He's in his 40s. He can hit. He can strike. He can do grapple, okay? And none of y'all ain't never heard of him. Okay, well, guess what? I'm learning from it. And if you're smart, you take out your pen, you take out your pencil to be in the paradise of Chen-style Taijiquan the way we do it in the United States. Okay, what's up, my brother? All right. Okay. My man here has taught me. Look.
Well, you get a sweat on. You're getting a sweat on. And all the things that G Singh said, I appreciate, but most definitely it's about being humble in your art. And I am developing, and he came here to train, and he has the same humble spirit, and that's how we grow together. So that's what we're trying to do, is build art by practice and interaction and sharing.
So the first thing he gonna do right this minute, okay, he gonna explain to me where my gua, okay? Well, some of you guys who do Chen, you understand this, or you think you do. You see, you notice the size difference, okay? When it's this big, this much difference, you can't fake it. You either got it or you don't. Bill, explain to me what I need to be doing now.
So we were just talking about the quad and the inner hip region, how to relax that to make yourself more stable and so that the body isn't disconnected. A lot of times, people have movement up top, lots of yielding and turning up top, but don't have the lower center to connect to those two. So I was just making points to show where the disconnect was in his lower structure. And it's interesting because when G Singh first touched with me, we had a discrepancy in terminology about certain things. One thing is he felt force on force with me. And I expressed to him that what may feel like a solidity that almost be like force is force against ground, meaning his pressure versus the ground pressure. And the qua is what opens you up to the ground. It really allows you to have this connected. So no matter how low or high, that's not the really issue. There's all different kind of gates, high, middle, and low gates that you can train in and work in. But the main thing is level of relaxation here. Most of us know about Fang Song. We think of the shoulders and releasing in the shoulders and being relaxed there. And that keeps traveling down the body as you train over time. So this is what we're working on today, just making a point to where the quad is at. And I was saying that some places, like when you're turning, there may be breaks in the body that are connected to the ground. So in that idea, if I'm standing and I bend from the waist a lot, and I make myself like a board where I'm lining myself to the ground to push like this, as opposed, yeah, you can pull, but if I'm open here, and even if there may be a slight lean, but the main idea is that there's an openness here. Regardless if I'm low or high or whatever, those aren't the issues. The issue is what's your level of openness so that you can create a connection to the ground. Then all the other energy, Hung, Lu, Ji, On, Squeeze, whatever, all play out. But they play out from having a connection to the ground. And that's kind of what we're working on and talking about.
Also, he taught me something else. He's got connection to my body right now, but it's almost like Wing Chun. He's pushing. My job is to pull him away. I don't let him get all of it. He can't get it. And he's still got it. Look at him. He's always forcing my center. Even when I try to move around, he's still forcing the center. This is what I learned today. From that point, if I don't at least get him to the point where I can, move a little bit, I ain't gonna have nothing. So I got to learn.
And then if we're talking about combat, there's always those different ranges. So most of us practice Tui Shao and push hands from touch. In reality, we know that we're just not going to engage from touch.
No.
But if you can't, when blows are being thrown, be solid. And also, some people, when they get hit, they have a ground connection. It's like hitting the ground when hitting them. Not to say they still won't get hurt, but their connection to the ground makes their body feel different when you hit them. And that's an important element too. The reality in boxing, fighting, you're going to get hit. But how are you going to respond to the strike? Where is your root? How connected are you to the ground so that when you hit or off balance, how can you still maintain your connection to the ground?
Also, we were working, okay? I said when I couldn't get around him, this way and that way, got felt that to get there. I would start hitting. He said, no problem, let's hit. And when he started hitting, he got into a stance, and he started blowing. He started throwing. He started throwing, man. He threw kicks, he threw hits, everything he hit. Okay? And even though I'm there, he went right back into his stuff to throw. Right back into his stuff to throw. And the guy's good. Everything's solid. Okay? So, can Chen-style guys strike? Yes.
But the idea is, how do you develop the striking power? Not just can your hands move, but can they connect to the ground when you strike? Is that still maintained in your practice? There's a lot of guys who have really fast hands. But when it's hitting and you start moving forward and a guy's really trying to hit you, is your punch going to mean that he's going to stop and recognize that he's running into something very powerful? Or is he just going to be taking punches and moving and everything, And do you waste a lot of energy?
If you got my kind of spirit, I'm gonna keep coming.
You gonna keep coming,
okay, and give and take. If you ain't that kind of guy, don't mess with this. Watch.
So I just want to feel the center, like he's rolling. Just stay on that. And you got to root down. I just left it.
And you got my inside. I have no choice.
I'm gonna yield to that.
Got him.
Good.
Okay. And I want to know something. I hardly ever give ground.
connecting him to the ground and staying on the ground. And if he yields it on here, just carry him. Carry him. Yield. If you push this way, turn up. Let me change. Push in. I yield. And now we take the circle this way. So,
Hey, you see what he doing? I learned a little bit. Right now, we're going to take a little break. But guess what? I want these things. It was like a sword, free play. Okay? Here we go. Course of prayer.
The Sword of Wisdom. Ever since the adepts handed on the secret of the sword, the true imperative has been upheld completely, truly adamant. If someone asks me about looking for its origin, I say it is not ordinary iron. This clump of metal comes from receptive stillness. You can obtain it. It rises up. Forging, it is in a glowing fire. Through repeated efforts, it is refined and forged into steel. When students of the Tao know this secret, the spirit of light is intensely powerful and devils of darkness vanish. The subtle function of spiritual work is truly hard to measure. I now give an explanation for you. In telling you about it, I divulge the celestial mechanism. Setting to work when one yang comes back, first have the 6 yangs pump the furnace bellows. Then the 6 yins work the tongs and hammer. When the work of firing is complete, it produces the sword. When it is first done, it flashes like lightning. Brandish it horizontal, and a cold, cool breeze arises. Hold it upright, and the shining bright moon appears. Auspicious light illuminates heaven and earth, and sprites and ghosts are distressed. It stops turbidity, brings out clarity, sweeps away weird defilements. It slays volatility, cuts down aggressiveness, destroys monsters, influences drain away. Vitality, energy, and spirit all vanish in the light of the sword. Entanglements are cut off, ruination dies down, and the web of feelings is rent asunder. Where the spiritual age is aimed, mountains crumble, the demons' kinds of mundane plains are all routed. This precious sword fundamentally has no form. The name is set up because it has spiritual effect. Learning the Tao and practicing reality depend on this sword. Without this sword, the Tao cannot be achieved. Opening up the vast darkness, distinguishing heaven from earth, dissolving obstructions, transmuting objects. All is included. If you ask me to show you, I bring it out before you. Do you understand or not?
Flight of the blade. When I get flight of the blade, you've heard of a grasping pluck. Okay? You definitely want to bring the blade down. In this one. Okay? If you can't hold it down, that's great. What's wrong with that? Try it. You and you press. Hold on. I got you. Notice I did this. I didn't stay back here. I got cut. I gotta come in and push you up this way. Out. So,
how'd you do the transition to get your hands flat on the blade? Slide up the
don't
side.
feel. Don't feel. The sword is simple. You can't have feel. You will work. You gotta go. I'm gonna get cut. Slide down the sword. Back over again. I'm in. I'm coming. Okay? When I come like this, okay, why am I doing this? I'm trying to press him off to the side. So I can move it. I can also cut it. Leg side. So,
When I'm coming, I turn the blade, and I put flat to the blade.
and I actually, when you do it, I actually really slide up. I'm trying to make any, I'm trying to make it as smooth as beautiful as I can. Because I'm imagining this thing is sharp. Okay?
I'm imagining that too, so that's why I make sure when I touch the blade,
The outside.
so essentially this is a one-sided blade.
One side. This side is here. You can. The press can be done with a straight sword. I've seen it done. I've done it. Okay, you be really careful. Again, the straight sword is very hard. Okay, so you have to use everything very precisely with my press.
Yeah. So this is a blade. This is the sharp side of my blade.
Yeah.
So that when you come in, I'm turning my blade this way. Boom.
Yeah,
Press
press
it.
it right in there.
I just step in.
Exactly. And it's a confusing move because of course the guy can come straight up and strike. All right. So what you want to do when you press this thing is step back to the side, that side.
If I step to the inside, is that a problem?
Just try. Step to the inside. That works too. I've always said the outside because believe it or not, I only get to fight big guys. So if I'm doing it, the guy straps me. Outside foot, good. Again. This is good. Because I know he can't do anything. He got to really turn hard to get the blade done. Okay?
So then again on the inside. So if I turn on this side,
And put the blade down.
but if I turn on this side, then
I can't. Not first. Notice what I'm doing. I'm almost like a boxer when I work. Why? Because I'm keeping it tight. I'm keeping it tight because I know I don't want to give you no target. None. Okay? I'm also going to keep it here. I'm big on that. Even if he wants to come down with the shin. Bah. I want to make sure that stuff's nasty. Okay? Bam. I don't have to swing. I don't have to do much. I don't have to do much. Oh, too slow. Do it again. You don't have to go too slow here. Just land. That's the problem with overextending. Oh, next lesson. Never attack unless you know you got it. He attacks, work. Attack. Yes. That's what happens when you don't set it up. Because most of the things we're taught in the form is to take a nice little pause before each thing. Anything we do is like, yes, it's wrong, but you're going to get cut. You have to step and realize what you're doing. Realize what you're doing. Okay? Keep it tight. Don't overextend because you're going to get cut. Stay back. There's a reason why you don't come forward with a sword unless you know you got it. It's too easy to get cut. The motions that I use, that easy to get cut. Okay? Especially if the guy's he's got really good, he's refined. His moves are refined. His moves are refined.
my movements are not refined, by the way. That's not this guy.
His movement's high. He's pressing me. And that tells me to move in. Because he's trying to press. He's not going to the sword here. He wants in. He's a Chen man. I've learned that. He wants to come. That's why you want to come to him. Okay? Check him. Check him. So do it to me. That's I want to show you that. That's how you keep and stab, stab. Once you go with come in and stab. That's what again. Come in, stab. That's the rollback. Nice! That was beautiful. You make it so I have to go back this now. I have a choice. I have to literally roll back to work with him. Because he's realizing nice. Back. Work. See, not so much, even though you want to do it, I'd rather just make him pow. Then he has to do his Chen-style and beat me up. I'd rather be sing. Okay, thanks so much for watching.
So I got my first dents in my
Yes, you
my
did.
wood, you know what I mean? What's up?
Tell him, well, this is your art screen, how you like working the sword in a more freer style. How does that feel? Do you think that with time that would be something that you...
Yeah, the sword work is great. You know, like in different traditions, people start at different times with the sword. So, you know, I haven't done a lot of sword play.
I haven't done a lot of Chen play.
So it's great to get an experience working with a sword and getting a feel for it, and then developing my understanding of it. And so working with you just because you have the ability to see what's really going on. You know, minor things like checks and just all that. So that helps just give me insight. And I'm looking forward to developing more and more with the sword.
I'm looking forward to whenever this man gives me an opportunity, especially if you got, are you gonna compete after this one again, maybe?
We'll see.
And if you have a good sparring partner, my goodness, sparring partner.
Oh yeah, we got to train.
So I can get, this is my sparring partner. Okay, this is the guy I'm gonna come down and see, or maybe actually I'm gonna come to the Sing estate and come up there and see all y'all.
Sing family boxing. You know
Sing
what I
family
mean?
boxing. What we do it. I'm down here with Miller family boxing. Okay, we do it the West do it way better, and of course it ain't about the fighting. Man, you think it's about fighting? This is about finding the center of our modal behavior, of our thinking, of our feeling, of our doing. We want to be better people. I want to be like this guy. Okay, hopefully. My brother.
He's on a journey. So we came in, traveled here, hooked up with different people. I'm not the only person he trained with here. So, you know, that's what you got to do. You got to be a journeyman in your craft. Go out, engage, meet, be open, express, and develop and grow. So that's what it's about. He's on a journey.
I am. I think I was almost 60 years old. I thought I would be chilling, but no, man. I came off the mountain to learn something. Take it back up.
What is the power that directs my mind to its desired objects? The power of that power I bend to with open hands, because the power of that power I am. My life is a cycle that has me coming back to meet myself, and I find a warrior with many methods and means. The truth of this seals the inner and outer lion, and the power of that truth illuminates me like the sun, and I see God everywhere and in everything. Behold, I am graced a vessel for the 10,000 things of heaven and earth and earth. What is the power that directs my mind to its desired objects? The power of that power I bend to with open hands, because the power of that power I am. My life is a cycle that has me coming back to meet myself, and I find a warrior with many methods and means. The truth of this seals the inner and outer lion, and the power of that truth illuminates me. Like the sun, and I see God everywhere and in everything. Behold, I am graced a vessel for the 10,000 things of heaven and earth. And earth.
About authentic. This is an old lineage Chen style brought to him and put together with more than one lineage Sifu. It is definitely traditional, but it is also, it's got some elements of Western, well, some elements of Western interpretation. Okay, if anything, it makes it better. But he's going to explain himself right now. So
Yeah,
this is
and we just talked
Sifu Miller.
lineage and tradition, and you know, our practices as it was practiced originally in the village and in Xi'an, as the Chen Quanzhong, who's the lineage holder of the line of practice, he moved from Chen village to Xi'an around the time of the Japanese occupation, and the methods we practice are representing of that time period, and that's a time period before the Renaissance of Chen village, before the the Four Tigers, or Chen Lei, Chen Wang, Wang Xian, and Jutian Kai. This was the way that the teacher was practicing with older family members who left before all that resurgence, and kept that same practice in Xi'an. And not to say that any other system or time is commercialized, but because of the influx and the popularity of Tai Chi and the desire to grow Chen in a way that was, compatible maybe with other growth of other systems, maybe some things were not practiced the same, and some things were focused on differently, meaning that maybe the choreography became more wushu influenced at times, and just different things that happen when some of those things change. But this represents the old big circle. So that's what we practice in Chen Quanzhong, large frame, big circle. So it's a practice that's been going on, and we're keeping it alive right here in Atlanta, and training both the authentic curriculum, the orthodox curriculum, and experimenting with how that plays out in different arenas today. Since we're not in the era that people were swinging, big guandaos and using combat weapons, people are still expanding and evolving their growth and practice, and that's what we're doing here, taking that traditional curriculum and method, and then at the same time using our experiences that we have had here, whether it be boxing, street fighting, whatever influences students have had, or myself as an instructor have had. We bring that into it and we frame it, within energetic principles, and define what those energies are, how it's expressing according to how energetics have been charted in the practice of Tai Chi. So, I look at anybody who's doing any kind of movement, they're going to have some elements of Pong. They're going to yield and move, and it's going to be loose. You know what I mean? So we don't discriminate and say, oh, it has to be just like this, but we practice it authentically to get the mechanics. Once we get the framework and the mechanics, we understand how it can be morphed or translated into free movement, to any kind of movement. And that's what's important. And like you, G-Sing, have been talking about, in the West, we take things and we bring it together and we dissect and we understand it from our experience, and we draw what's good and remove certain things that may not be practical. And we're doing the same thing here. That's what we're doing, but we're also making sure we keep to the standard. Okay, so we're standard bearers of the Chen lineage. And that's important to understand, though we are practicing it in the West, and we're practicing it with understanding of how free movement is. We play, we move, we box, but we at the same time, we carry the internal structures of the Chen practice within us, and it's expressed. A lot of people have a concept, they think that Tai Chi should look like this when it's practiced, or when you do it, it's going to look just like the form. The energetics of the form is what you're practicing. The structures and shapes are important, but the structures and shapes are going to change according to the movement, to what you're dealing with. And that's what everything we're trying to build is the energetics in our body, the jings. The jing. And the jing's going to come out however they come out. Whether it just be a little shoulder, boom. You know what I mean? And you can see that in a lot of different arts, in a lot of different practices, people do that. But they may not have a method. And that's what this gives us, a method. And that's what it's really about, is the method, and building and using the method and how it expresses. So there's natural boxers, people who come up and they find short power. They find long explosion. They find all kinds of things, but they may not have a method of building that in their body. And practicing this curriculum builds that method. It's a process, step by step, that you open and develop certain parts of your body. And that open and development of your body is then expressed in however you're doing what you're doing. And so that's what my goal as a teacher is, and as a student. And I'm always a believer that every great teacher had to be a good student. So you never take off the hat of being a student. You know, even though you may be teaching other people and sharing other people, you still always must renew yourself as a teacher. And I think that's what happens with a lot of people. They don't always want to renew themselves as students, and they get removed from their study and their humbleness as a student, and then they become isolated and unable to exchange, unable to connect, and unable to test themselves. Because if they make mistakes, then it questions their level or their title or anything like that. But the reality is you're always a student of the art. You're a student of energy. You're a student of movement. And you're just trying to grow and express. Always trying to grow and express. You know, and that's what I'm doing here. And that's what we're building here. So, you know, I hope you have enjoyed. You know, I know it's dark in the room and there might not have been a lot of things you could see when we were going through the form, but hope that you could gather the essence of the practice, you know, and the depth of the practice, you know, and that's important. Because in the West, we've seen a lot of Tai Chi that is considered senior Tai Chi or just wellness Tai Chi. And there's certain people who are the picture, the face of Tai Chi, but that's not necessarily the reality of who's keeping the art grounded. So that's what we try to do, keep that art real. You know what I mean? So you come here, you should push here and feel like you in any place there's high level practice, whether it be Chin Village, whether it be Xi'an, or whether it's anywhere that there's high level people. That's the goal, and that's what I want for my students, that when they walk out of here, that people wonder, well, who taught you? And the assumption is that they would talk by somebody who's in the family or somebody who's Chinese or all those other things, because that's how people think it is. That's what makes it authentic. But really what makes it authentic is the hard work. That's all that makes it real, is that you put in the work and then you have the understanding of the mechanics, and it's hard work and dedication. And that's what we're building, hard work and dedication. So, you know what I mean? I hope you've enjoyed watching us train, you know, and I'm glad that you're going to get in with us and train too, because that's important, man.
You talking about me? You talking about me? Oh, hell yeah! I mean, I thought you talking to the group. Well, he's talking to me, but we're talking to the temple. We're talking to Temple Underground community. We're talking that great community of radio listeners and readers. Which, by the way, we did a new standard. You go into Google now. You don't have to type in Temple Underground Magazine and Journal. You just have to type in Temple Underground Magazine, and everything comes up. Okay, so you guys are obviously listening. These are. Hopefully they accept me. It's kind of ritual there. I'll be a Kung Fu brother, and I'm going back to roots. Cam Lee, one of the few beginnings teachers for Sifu or master, but he likes Sifu. So Sifu Miller told me that when you are confused, as I told him I was, he said you always go back to the beginning. Okay, so we welcome you in the beginning because you have an open mind and heart. So come back to the beginning and get your bottom moving with your top. Okay, and more structure so you can get that ground. You got everything else, then you get the ground. You got to get earth. You got to be nurturing.
Foundation.
Yep. Go back and get it where you had it back in the beginning. Right. So that's what's up. Anyway, guys, this is awesome. I got to see a real Kwoon in action. I got to see Chen-style. You're going to get to see Chen-style, and it's freaking badass. Okay, it is badass. All right, and this cat who's doing is like over 230. You know, Kung Fu is not meant Chinese wise for people this big. These guys are huge. Every one of them is like almost 6 feet tall. Practicing Chen-style, or over 6 feet. Practicing Chen-style, okay, they're monsters. I mean, they really are. The only thing that makes them cool is that they have good hearts and they're kind people. But I would not, well, you know what I'm going to go with that. All right, you have a great one. Temple Underground, say hi, everybody, guys.
One love.
One love.